Hi guys, welcome to Inspired Alignment. My name is Natalie. I am coming on today to talk about the topic of doppelgangers and mimics. So I am doing the camera setup like this. I'm just kind of holding the camera. I don't know, I just feel like it's more personal this way. Like the whole tripod thing is a little bit uncomfortably formal for me at the moment. So it'll be something I need to get used to. All right, so doppelgangers. Let's talk about it. So, what are some examples of doppelgangers? Well, one of the more like surface level ones that I see a lot on YouTube with people that provide services are like the common like stealing of their branding picture or their picture in general and basically trying to offer their services to their clients on their channels. And it's basically just like a big scam. So that is an example of like a copycat or a mimic or a doppelganger. And that's very like more obvious. Definitely be careful of that because there is a lot of that going on YouTube. But the one that I want to talk about a little bit more are like these energetic doppelgangers. And these ones do not necessarily have to look like you. They could be a totally different ethnicity from you. They could be from a totally different place in the world than where you're from. Sometimes they can look like you, like simple things like blonde hair and green eyes, but they don't necessarily have to. Usually these people these are the type of people that will tap into your energetic channel and try to step into like your timeline and like ride that energetic channel for their own benefit or for the benefit of somebody else that they're working for. So I was talking actually to a friend of mine earlier today, and we were talking about the difference between mirroring and then somebody who is mimicking. And one of the things that I was saying about that is like mirroring is very natural. It's not something that feels uncomfortable. Like it is like kind of synchronistic. You're like, holy crap, like it definitely, is noticeable and something that will catch your attention, but it doesn't feel weird. And it's part of like that healing process. So, as you're kind of like on your healing journey or going on your spiritual path, like you're definitely going to deal with mirroring. For those of you who have experienced the whole twin flame thing, you definitely know what mirroring is. And it doesn't even have to be in a romantic relationship. Like, mirroring happens all the time with friends and family. But it is just like those pieces that you're healing and clearing within yourself kind of being shown back to you as you work through that. And it feels okay. It feels good. It feels natural, right? Well, when somebody is trying to step into your energy and mimic what you do, it does not feel like that. It doesn't feel natural. Like you right away will know something feels off or something is up. I mean, in some cases, like I've experienced where these people just come out of freaking nowhere. Literally, they come out of nowhere and like they have these like very specific things that like will line up to things that I've done. And then they'll like do something similar to me. I mean, you just will feel it. Like, that like something is off. So that's like the number one sign is like your intuition or your inner knowing telling you like, no, something is up here. So yeah, and I have experienced this a few different times. Some are more obvious than others. And another thing that kind of goes in line with this is I'm sure that you guys have also experienced this. Like when you're talking to somebody about something and like you're teaching them something or explaining like an experience to them that you had, and like they learn something important from whatever it is that you're sharing with them, And then like a week later, they will tell you like that they'll tell you the same thing as if they did it. Or like you guys didn't have that conversation last week and it's just something that they came up with all on their own. Or they'll tell you somebody else told them that and just totally not acknowledge the fact that you had this whole conversation with them a week ago. That is another example of like it's almost like trying to portray it as if like you're non-existent. And that is also a piece of like this energy doppelganger type thing, like where somebody is trying to step into your energy and walk your timeline. And so sometimes people don't even realize that they're doing this. Like it's almost like part of just like a program. And so they will literally make it seem like the things that you're saying and doing are like non-existent. And then it makes it that much easier for, you know, a doppelganger to come and step into that energy and take the credit for whatever it is that you're trying to do. So I don't know if any of you guys have experienced this, but it's definitely been a huge part of my experience. And I do think that there's some of us out here that, you know, walk a different path, you know, like some of us, I hate to use the word like chosen ones or something, but I do think that there are certain ones of us out here that are, what's like the word, like the trailblazers, or, you know, like the ones who are like kind of in the front of the pack that kind of leads the other people. And so those type of people are the ones that have been energetically manipulated, or they have tried to energetically manipulate people like this, because we're the ones kind of leading the rest of the people. So what to do when you feel like somebody is trying to step into your energy and steal your energy or your timeline is to call your energy back from that person, or from that situation in general. So I usually say, you know, I call my energy back from ABC, and I cut all connections to that, across all dimensions of space and time. And so it is. And then I usually timestamp it with whatever time that it is. And what will sometimes happen later is like that time will pop up later on, and I'll see like certain areas, like it, like almost like it'll show me like different things of my energy, like that person did or something, you know, like the timestamp comes up later and helps you to see certain things about that situation or that person. So calling your energy back is really important when you notice stuff like this happening. Let me see. Oh, okay. So, you know, so some of us have dealt, I think I've dealt with this in both circumstances. Some of us have dealt with people trying to mimic our energy or kind of like steal our stuff. And some of us have dealt with dealing with like a partner or a person that you're close to, like that they're a doppelganger or a mimic, like they're doppelganging or mimicking somebody else that's supposed to be there. So that's like really trippy too. And I don't know, maybe you guys have dealt with that as well, but it's like, sometimes that happens a lot with the whole twin flame thing, where you have, well, people will call it a false flame, but I don't know if that's necessarily, I mean, I guess it could be, but I guess it just kind of depends on the situation and the circumstance. But yeah, like that could be, that definitely, and in some situations is like a mimic or a doppelganger of somebody's true like twin or soulmate. And so that person kind of came in and walked in your true person's timeline and energy to make you think that it was that was like your person, but in reality it wasn't. And so I actually have quite an interesting story about that whole thing, but that's probably a video for another time. That's a really interesting topic though, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will relate to it in some way. So I can't wait, like, because I think that doing some of the twin flame like topics and stuff like that is going to be really cool. I know a lot of you guys will relate to that kind of stuff. So I don't know, like, tell me, leave in the comment section, have you guys dealt with this? Have you guys experienced this as well? Have you dealt with doppelgangers or mimics in any way? And if you have, like, what was your experience with it? Was it similar to what I explained, or did you have a different experience? I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say. But I will be back on soon, maybe even tomorrow. I know we have that the super new moon on Monday, so I was thinking about doing maybe an energetic card reading for that. But I will be back on soon, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful rest of their weekend. Take care. See you guys later.